Okay, hello folks. Recently, I'm going to do a little video here. Recently, the question came up on Inspire Head and Neck Cancer Support Forum about a stronger portable suction machine or a suction machine. I can't speak for a lot of them. I can only share the one I have here with you. It's by Sunset, as you can see. I got a tracheostomy about 6 months ago, and this is what they gave me, and so far I'm satisfied with it. You can see the model number and so on. So that's the box it came in. Now over here's the machine itself. There it is. You can see it in relation to a table. They also gave me this machine to make moisture if I needed it. So basically, to cover this machine, as far as suctioning power, it seems to have a lot of power. I have usually really heavy phlegm in the morning, really heavy lately, and this thing, it will start suctioning and it almost gets stopped up, but the machine sucks harder, it seems. Once you block that off, the suction end, it just draws even harder until it breaks that blockage and gets it sucked in. So I don't know if I'm explaining this right or not. So let me just run this for you. I'm going to take this wand off of this hose end here. Here's the hose end. And it goes in the whole way around. Over here is 6 feet long into the suction machine. So now, as far as the noise of this thing, and the nice thing about this is it's battery powered. So when you want to go away on a trip or anything, you can take it along. Now I usually don't take it because I don't go away from the house that long. And I have ways of dealing with some extra phlegm while I'm away, but I do have that option. I'd say, if I was going to be away a whole day or for 6 or 8 hours, yeah, I'd probably take it along. Anyway, down here's the off and on switch. There's where your power cord plugs in. Up here, you can see is your canister where your hoses go in, and it's in that mounting hole. And then over here is the gauge that shows you your suctioning. There's a light that tells you when the battery's charging, when it's full. And over here's a dial that from the least to the most suctioning power. And I usually have it up the whole way. Seems to work best that way. So now I'm going to turn this on. You can get an idea if you think it's extra noisy or if it's just average or what you think. I don't think it's too bad personally, so here it goes. I'm getting it pretty close here. And then from where I'm sitting, you can get an idea about the volume of it. Now, as I said, I'm using this end here. Now, if I block this shut, you'll hear the machine pick up and suction harder, and you'll see this gauge go up. So I think 100 has a suction. The machine will compensate for it and give you more suction. Now I'm going to turn this off a second. Now, a lot of hospitals and so on, when you're in the hospital or released, they usually give you a wand like this with a round end on it, which all it does is just get on the end of a trach, and it doesn't really get in and get any suctioning done inside. So you have to cough the stuff up to the end of the trach, or it's got to be at the end where you can get to it. Now this might be okay if you're just suctioning inside the mouth or towards the throat, but as far as a trach, now what came with the machine? Now this came from the hospital when I was released. This came with the suction machine from the company, and I bought an extra in here with a couple of them. You'll see there it is. And I'll show you how it's shaped here in a minute. So there you have that. Now here's one out of the... Where'd I put that thing? Here's one I use out of the packaging. As you can see, it's got a small end here where I put in the trach, or you would be putting into your, whatever the area is you're suctioning. And if you notice, it doesn't just suck out of the end. It has holes around it. So it is also suctioning from the side and the front end. And then here's where you can see down here, there's where you put it on your hose. Like so. Now, I'm going to have to get this in the hose here. Now, sorry, I'm getting a little discombobulated here. Also, I just want to mention that when I suction my trach, or even if you suction any thick liquid in your mouth or wherever, it's going to tend to build up in the hose, in your suction wand, quickly, and give you less suction and block it off eventually. We had that in the hospital. It seemed like that's all they have is suction machines and canisters, and they throw everything away. But at home here, I came up with a solution. I put a little hospital medicinal type cup in here, in this other container. And as you can see, it's like one they would use in a hospital. And I put water in it. And then I have the other small plastic container, like you would get food like tuna salad or something in the store. In case it gets knocked, it wouldn't spill out on the table. It's in that container. And what I usually do is when I suction, I get a little bit of wetness in the suction end first. You can see I got a little bit in the hose, in here, in the wand, sort of shake it around. Then, when you go to suction your trach or mucus in your mouth or whatever, excuse me. Yeah, excuse me. It's not going into some dry where it's sticky. And then when you suction mucus out, then I go back into the water, like so. And just suction water in there until you get it. The mucus won't wash through. You can even shake that stick, the water out. You can mix up, and then lift up your hose in the air to get it to run down in to your container, and you end up with a water solution in there with the lemon or whatever you're sucking, and you just dump that out, rinse the container out, wipe it out a little bit, and then put it back in. And you don't get, it's very easy to clean that way. You don't get heavy mucus and heavy buildup and very difficult stuff to clean out. It's all in liquid form. So I don't know if this helps. If you have any questions, I can maybe help you out. We're going to turn this off for now. So here you have it, like I said. And when you're getting ready to suction, just pre-suction a little water here to get your wand wet, and your hose maybe a little inside. Then you can do your suctioning, and then whatever phlegm you have in here or whatever you were suctioning, put it back in the water just a little bit again, enough till you get it all mixed in and soluble, all in like a liquid form, and then lift your hose up and help it to run into the tank. And then everything's in there liquid. There's no thick buildup in your hose. There's no thick issue with your tank, and it's pretty easy to maintain. So I don't know, maybe I covered too much here, and maybe I haven't explained it well enough. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll try and clarify anything I didn't cover properly or got wrong. I think a suction machine has strong suction. I don't think it's excessively noisy. And, you're not going to be running for that long a duration anyway. So, there you have it. I think that's about it. I did cover the difference between the wands. The one has a nice end that gets in to a tighter places like a tracheostomy, as you can see here. Whoops. And the ones like they send you with just a ball in the end, they don't get inside of a trach. And they only have suction on the end, and they're pretty limited. But with the smaller end and the suction holes on the sides and the end, it gives you, I think, a better, something better to use. Works well for me anyhow. So there you have it, folks. That's about the best I can do on it. Any questions, please feel free to let me know. Take care, and God bless everyone.